What up, brothers? Welcome back to Throwing Hands. It's me, it's Jarrett. A little bit different of an episode today. All time. We're going goats. We're gonna go through each division. Who's the goat of each division? Then we're gonna talk about just goat overall. But Jarrett, how are you doing?
I'm doing really good. I'm excited for this. This was a lot of fun. Um, some of these guys I haven't really talked about since like my childhood, watching a little bit of UFC that I did when I was little. But this was a lot of fun to make these couple lists.
Yeah, for sure. So what we're gonna do first is we're gonna go through the women's divisions because there's only three of them, and I think the GOAT for each one is pretty clear cut. And then we're gonna talk about the greatest women of all time. Uh, we're not talking like morality standards, but we're talking fighting standards because this is fighting, and we're not talking about the greatest women of all time because there's many great women out there. But anyway, so strawweight, I think you and I agree it's Yanni on Jacek.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah,
good, good, good.
yeah.
Yeah, her
Who-
striking was just different, man. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, yeah. I agree. I mean, a little bit there. The two L's to Zhang. I think her and Zhang for me were a little bit back and forth. Throw Rose in there too. Like that was a little bit to think about. But yeah, Joanna was my number one for straw.
Yeah, same here. You could probably put Nami Yunus at two, Zhang Weili at three, but flyweight, there absolutely no discussion. It's
Yeah.
Valentina Shevchenko, no discussion there.
Yep. 100%.
Um, Bantamweight, I'll
Yeah.
say this: the most important fighter to ever come in that division was Ronda Rousey.
Yep.
If you argue with me, stop. You know better.
Absolutely.
And then Amanda Nunes is the best
Yeah.
bantamweight of all time.
Yeah.
There's zero doubt in my mind.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. Amanda Nunez is my one. I said Rousey was my two. I'd say if I'd have to put another one even close to the discussion, you could probably go Holly Holm, maybe. A couple other ones around that level. But I mean, I think Amanda Nunez is far and away. That was a pretty easy one.
Yeah, I agree. And I think, I mean, featherweight's not even to a division really. If it'd be fun if they could stack it, but I guess no. It's interesting the gap. How there's it goes bantamweight. There's not many featherweight women out there, and
Yeah.
then it just goes up to lightweight like in PFL. It's really interesting, and I know Bellator has a lot of featherweights. Oh, I'll say this: Chris Cyborg when it comes
Oh,
to featherweight.
yeah.
Amanda Nunes is the goat there because she absolutely ran through her.
Yeah.
But I will say, Cyborg deserves to be there. Um,
Yeah.
but if we take a look at all-time UFC champions, I'm gonna look up bantamweights, women's bantamweight. Um, Julian, well, all right, biggest upset ever in that division was Juliana Pena. Um, Amanda Nunes has Rousey had six defenses, and then Nunes has had five. Uh, but I think Nunes has had seven title fight wins, so she's levels ahead, man. When it comes to
It's
the,
crazy.
did
Ah,
you see that Juliana Pena rather, my bad, doesn't want to fight unless rather she like gets the trilogy with Nunes. What do you think?
I didn't see that, but I mean, I guess I don't know where she's gonna.
I saw something like that. I don't want
Opportunity.
to mince my words. So let's look up what she said. And I wouldn't blame her to be honest.
Yeah.
Um Juliana Pena said this is from Forbes. Amanda Nunes is scared to lose her belt. Wow, that's an interesting opener from Forbes. Juliana Pena is pissed off. That's the lead.
Huh.
Interesting. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm not trying to put words into her mouth. She doesn't I mean, she's making it clear that we're 1-1 and there's unfinished business. But do I want the fight? Sure, just to cement what
happened in the second.
what happened in the second.
Yeah.
And just finish the trilogy.
Yeah.
But yeah. So we're gonna head over to men's. And when it comes to flyweight, there's absolutely no discussion. It's Mighty Mouse.
Yep. 100%.
You cannot tell me any differently.
Yep.
So yeah, there's not even much of a discussion there. Bantamweight, okay.
This
It's Dominic Cruz in my opinion.
it was a little bit more names than what I remember being at Bantam, but yeah, I think Dominic Cruz is far and away the bantamweight goat for sure. Even looking at the numbers and stuff, like it's not even close. So
I
I
agree
said
as well.
TJ was like my two, if I had to come down to it, but I think Dominic Cruz is one for sure.
Yeah, there's no doubt. Or Garbrandt versus Cruz, Cody Garbrandt. That's the best
Yeah,
bantamweight of all time.
yeah, that's
Man, I want him to get back up to the top so badly.
yeah.
Um, featherweight. We can actually have a discussion about this one.
Yeah.
For me, it's Jose Aldo. What do you
Yep.
think?
Jose Aldo is my one. I think what you're comparing him to a debate since it's not finished with Volk. Like maybe by the time Alex is done, it'll be closer than what it is now. Because like right now, if you look at like the trajectory that Alex is on, by the time it's all said and done, it will be close. I mean, Volk's put the whooping on Holloway and 3 times, and to me, I think Holloway's easily in the top 5, if not even the top 3 of other featherweights. So it's like if Volk keeps defending and, depending on what happens in a couple weeks, it's going to keep building his resume. But I think Jose Aldo um, pretty pretty easily still is my number one in feather.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
Um, all right. So lightweight, it's Khabib.
Mhm.
I'll admit, not the biggest fan, but he's the goat in that division.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to agree too.
Or BJ BJ Penn
J
is the
Penn was,
reason this division is even still around, if we're being honest.
yeah.
So
And
he's
then
probably the most important for the division.
I said maybe Frankie Edgar 3, Benson Henderson in that discussion, but I think Habib is ahead of all of them pretty comfortably. I mean, the ringer that Habib has had to go through is just he's the best of now when lightweight's been producing just hammer after hammer. But
Yeah, I agree too. Welterweight, it's GSP. No
mhm,
discussion there. We'll get to him when it comes to goats overall. But it's GSP. Some people are saying Usman. Nope. No,
no,
he never lost. Uh, um, I will give this to Usman. He has beaten every opponent he's lost to when it comes to UFC.
yeah,
And same as George Rush, but I think GSP had 9 title defenses, something like that.
yeah.
There's no discussion in my mind.
Well, Usman, what was Usman like one off of breaking? Wasn't he like one off
He
of
was
breaking? Was it
one off of the win streak record.
win streak record? He wasn't
Oh,
close.
yeah.
Yeah,
Um, Usman had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 defenses. And then, I mean, I think I'm right about GSP. He had 8 or 9. Here's my thing with Usman's defenses: 2 against Colby, 2 against Jorge, 1 against Gilbert, and he lost against Leon.
mhm,
So he only defended his belt against 3 people.
yeah, yeah,
If you look at GSP, Condit, Diaz, Shields, he fought a lot of great guys. So that's my thought on that anyway.
yeah.
Matt Hughes, Matt Serra. Um, I'm trying to find. Oh, here we go. Yeah, let's take a look at what. Um, there it is. There he is. GSP. All right. Johnny Hendricks, Nick Diaz, Carlos Condit, Jake Shields, Josh Koscheck, Dan Hardy, Thiago Alves, BJ Penn, John Fitch. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 defenses. And then he has won 12 title fights. And he also became the middleweight champion when he beat Bisping himself. So there we go. No debate there. Alrighty. Middleweight, it's Anderson Silva.
Yep.
No question.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the number ones are pretty undisputed. I think when it gets a little bit more fun whenever you look at who else is in the debate, but like so far, I think these ones, I mean, Silva, I think is far ahead of what everyone else is in that division all time. I mean, I think my two was honestly Izzy. Izzy was my two. So
yeah, he was my number 2 too.
yeah.
I will say, not to take anything away from Izzy, but if he went up against someone like Chris Weidman, I don't think he would really.
I don't, yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely agree with you. That's where I struggled making these lists was like, do I rank them based on resume or do I rank them based on who I think would win in a fight? Because that's where I struggled on some of them. But yeah, Anderson's far and away the one in this division.
Although, I mean, he didn't beat the guy from Westland, the mean streets of Westland, Oregon, Chael Sonnen himself. Never lost a round. Never lost a round. Okay, guys, he never lost a round. I don't care what anybody said. Okay, light heavyweight, it's Johnny Bones. Don't care what you say. Not the best person. Not yes, he may have popped, but for steroids, but picograms and resume is unmatched.
Yeah. In what I think is honestly all time the most stacked division. I would say light heavyweight is more stacked than lightweight all time, which is crazy to say. Kinda. Because like lightweight's stacked all time, but dude, light heavyweight is just insane back in the day. Like,
Yeah. Let's take a look at Johnny Bones. Actually, let me pull him up because this is important, especially going into that title fight with Cyril Gahn. Oh man! All right, let's take it. First off, if he had only won like his first 4 defenses, he'd still be the greatest light heavyweight of all time.
mhm.
So he beat Hua at 23. Hard to believe he was only like a year older than I was when he became the light heavyweight champion of the world. Not even a man yet, really. Then he beat Rampage Jackson, then Lyoto Machida, then Rashad Evans, then TRT Vitor Belfort, lost Chael Sonnen. He beat Chael Sonnen, guys. If you don't get it, look up some Chael Sonnen videos. You'll understand. He beat Gus, then he beat Glover, then he beat DC, then he beat OSP of St. Preux. Then he beat Daniel Cormier, but he tested positive for a metabolite, which is all right. Let me explain metabolite. So you do cocaine, right? This is what happened. I'm pretty sure. No, it was Turnabol, rather. My bad. It's a steroid. So if you take it, your body has reaction to it, and that's like the byproduct of your body's reaction. That's the best way I can describe it. So that's what a metabolite is, I'm pretty sure. A substance formed in or necessary for metabolism. So that's what your body creates to break it down. Then he came back, beat Gus for the light heavyweight title again, demolished Anthony Smith, beat Thiago Santos at his own game, and then he had a close decision to Dominic Reyes. It's unmatched. Unmatched. Completely unmatched.
And then look at what lightweight or light heavyweight has turned into since then. It's just
Oh, speaking of light heavyweight, they used Usman's arm again for Jamal Hill.
I know. I'm like, come on, guys. Come on.
Why don't it's interesting. Let's talk about this for a sec. before we get to heavyweight. Why don't they make the fighters take a picture with the belt no matter what? Just for backup.
because it
Takes
makes
takes
too much
takes a
sense.
couple minutes.
Yeah, it's too much sense, man.
I know.
Just just have a guy. I mean that Photoshop probably takes longer than what it does to take the picture. Like, but
Yeah.
um,
Heavyweight. It's Stipe. It's my boy Stipe.
with
However, if you want to get out of the UFC, um, Fedor
yeah,
probably. It's got to be Fedor
I had
to
him
some
tied at
extent.
one. I couldn't
I,
really pick
you know what? I'll have him tied at 1-2.
because
Let's take,
I didn't want to go full on Stipe because I figured then we'd have the same list. But yeah, so Fedor and Stipe were my one, and then I threw in Cain Velasquez too. I think that's
ooh, Kane. Okay. Yeah, let's take a look at all right. What's his face? Emelianenko is fighting for the Bellator Heavyweight Championship February 4th. That'll be his last fight, I'm pretty sure.
cool.
He will be
Old,
he'll be
ancient.
46.
Oh my god.
But the thing is, he's like mowing through people. Knocked
Yeah.
out Rampage, knocked out Timothy Johnson. He's not great. He did lose to Bader for the belt. He beat Chael, beat Frank Mir, lost to Matt Mitrione. Fabio Maldonado, that's a good win. Uh, that's actually a really good win. Um, Pedro Hizzo, he lost to Henderson, Big Nog, and Verdum in Strikeforce. He beat Arlovsky, beat Tim Sylvia, Matt Lindland, Hongman Choi. I mean, Mark Coleman, Mark Hunt, Crow Cop, uh, beat one of the Nogueras. I mean, this dude's done everything you can possibly do, essentially. Kevin Randleman. I I I, I don't know where else to go, man. He's just beaten so many people.
Yeah.
I mean, Stipe is great. Don't get me wrong, but that's a near impossible resume to beat.
Yeah.
But Stipe's beaten a lot of other people too.
Hmm.
So I think us tying them at one
The right
is
call.
all right. It's okay. 1A and 1B doesn't matter. They're both so. But if Fedor wins this title shot by some miracle at 46,
He's our one.
he's number one.
He's our one.
He is our one. Yes. Quick look at Stipe. Beat DC twice. Beat Ngannou. Beat Junior Dos Santos. Beat Overeem.
Mm.
Beat Fabricio Verdum. Arlovsky. Mark Hunt. Gonzaga. Roy Nelson. Joey Beltran. Well, he lost to Stefan Struve. That's interesting. I forgot about that. But it's heavyweight. People punch hard.
Yeah.
All right. Let's talk about the women goats like all together. I think for my top 5, it's got to be. Let me think here real quick.
Okay, I got make a little list here.
Yeah, give me a second to think.
This one down. Right, hold on.
This is tough.
Yeah.
I'm trying to start from the bottom down, like 5-1, rather than for a big reveal. 5 is Nami Yunus. 4 is Joanna. 3 is Rousey. 2 is Shevchenko, and 1 is Nunes. That's my top 5.
Okay. I think I incorporated a little bit too much bias.
It's okay, man. It's your list.
It's my list. 5, Misha Tate. 4, Holly Holm. 3, Ronda Rousey. 2, Shevchenko. 1, Nunez. Yeah.
It's your list. It's your list.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the dudes. All right, I think I got my top 5. 5 is Jose Aldo.
Yep.
4 is DC. 3 is Anderson Silva. 2 is GSP. 1 is John Jones.
Wait, hold on. Say yours again. Say yours again.
All right. 5 is Jose Aldo. 4 is DC. 3 is GS. No, 3 is Silva. 2 is GSP. 1 is John Jones.
Okay. Okay. I had Aldo 5. Then I had Mighty Mouse. Then I had Silva, GSP, Jones. So I just didn't have DC on my list, which is surprising. But
It's okay. I mean, that's not a bad. You have a good list, man. Um, I'll say this about our list. I don't think anybody is gonna be like, these guys don't know what they're talking about. What are they talking about? No. Mm-mm. I feel like I think you and I are really solid with our list, man.
yeah.
Okay, so let's get to some news. Um, I hate to say this, but Pennington versus Aldana for San Antonio main event. I'm sorry, the people of San Antonio deserve better than that for a main event. I don't think they've been to San Antonio in a hot minute. Like, put Kevin Holland in that event. Kevin Holland's good to go, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Just give him something, man. And ticket prices are gonna go low. I have massive respect for Pennington and uh Aldana. I really do. I think they're both very good fighters. Pennington had a solid outing last time, but at the same time, if you want to bring people, it's here's what it is. It's criminal that Cheeto versus Sandhagen is in the Apex, and this will be headlining San Antonio.
Yeah. Yeah. When's San Antonio?
March 24th, I think.
Oh,
Wait,
okay.
March 4th, March 11th, March 25th. Yes. It's just like, I don't know. It's not. I'm not like jumping out of my seat for joy for that fight,
No, not really.
and that's the
Not
fight.
compared to other main events that they have lined up. Like
Oh no,
they definitely could have pulled something out. Like I don't know.
yeah, they have some. They had some absolute banger main events on. Let me go to Marcel Dorf real quick. Oh, Jalen Turner versus Dan Hooker on the Vegas card with John Jones.
Oh,
Pretty
that's good.
fun.
Yeah, yeah. Who? Oh, I texted you about Curtis versus Gastelum.
Yes, I'm all for that. I am
Yep,
all for that.
yep.
That'll be so much fun. Um, yeah, so much fun. I Oh, that'd be so sweet.
Yeah.
All right, let's hit a Dorf real quick because I know a few others have been made that were pretty good, and I was like, oh yeah. Oh, here's one thing I want to talk about before that. That crowd in Brazil,
Yeah,
horrible,
yeah.
horrible. You knew Glover could have retired after that. You knew he could have. He's 43, and apparently his corner, somebody in his corner or his manager said like he would have retired either way. Dude, that is a legend, and you just disrespected him by just bouncing. Like if you love your hometown fighter so much, you stay, you cheer him on when he's down, when he's lost, and when he's won and he's up. You don't just leave that, man.
It was awful. It was awful. Just how they acted the whole night, throwing trash at Moreno. Just
Moreno was apparently entertained by that. So,
yeah, yeah.
no, good for Moreno. Good for Moreno. All right, let's get to some fights.
I was also I heard some interesting news. Go through some more fights and I got
Tyson Pedro will now fight Modestas Bukauskas. Bukauskas is back, baby, after that gnarly knee injury that he suffered like a year and a half ago. That was absolutely brutal. I think he tore like 4 ligaments in his knee. Let's take a look. But it was a little more gruesome. Yeah. 1 second, because I know he tore ligaments. It was very bad. From my boy Alex Behunin. What's up, Alex Behunin? Um, yeah, I can't find it, but I know he tore multiple ligaments in his knee. Um, I'm so glad he's back. Priscilla Cachoeira, Karine Silva. Okay, not bad. Mir Sharp versus Joe Pyfer. I'm excited for that. Pyfer's up and coming just from the Contender Series. That dude can box like no one else. Cass Williams has a fight scheduled. We got it's really oh yeah. Oh, Volkov versus Alexander Romanov. March 11th at UFC Vegas at the theater at Virgin Hotels.
Oh,
So theater setting for the fight. That's interesting. I forgot about that. But Romanov's different, man. If you guys want to see some interesting highlights that will entertain you for days on end. I'm not being sarcastic here. I'm just a little tired, but he's really, really good. What do you think of that one, man?
yeah, that's gonna be a good one. Theater setting, I like that.
Yeah.
Fight in the theater.
Natan Levy, Pete Rodriguez. That's a good fight. Jack Shore, Makwan Amir Khani added to London. Gaslam Curtis, like you said. So many fights. See if there's anything else. People need to fight Makayev, please. Get him a ranked guy. So all right. That's all I got, man.
I heard Jorge Masvidal announced something's coming the next couple days, and Conor McGregor got offered to coach the Ultimate Fighter.
Oh yes, that's
Yeah.
right. I hope he accepts it
I hope so too. Hope so too.
because that'll be fun.
Yeah, that's I saw someone say it was going to be those two, Masvidal and McGregor coaching. I was like, oh, that would be a spectacle. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know Masvidal has that fight news coming out. I'm intrigued to see what it turns out to be honest.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
what it could be.
I'm curious as to what it could be, man. Yeah, it's lots of good stuff coming up with UFC, especially next month. And March. March is going to be absolutely stacked with Piotr Jan and Rob fighting March 11th, and then you have Edwards Usman. Then you have Pennington Aldana to round out March. I hope I'll say this. I hope, although I'm not the biggest fan, I don't think it's a good main event at all. I hope that fight proves me wrong.
Yeah.
Because let's take a look, and I think it will. I have a theory. Hear me out. You take a look at the rankings, right? Pennington's 2, Vieira, Ketlin Vieira, Rene Aldana is 5. Hold on. Let me look at something real quick. Oh, and I hope Pennington wins because they're having a baby soon with Tisha Torres, and I get it to them. They need the money for the baby. All right, so yes. So Pennington, Ketlin Vieira. So it's a Rene Aldana. Yeah, that's why I'm pretty sure that's what it is. But I think they'll both go at it hard, and here's why. You take a look at the rankings, right? Pennington's 2. Pennington's 30, gonna be 35 this year. Rene Aldana is ranked number 5. I think they're gonna be going out swinging low key because it's stagnant at the top. Juliana Pena, number 1. Number 1 contender. Nunes wants to fight really whoever. Pena doesn't want to fight really unless it's Nunes. Because these two are just going to come out and make a statement. I can kind of see why they made that now.
I like that.
Yeah, it's a title eliminator. This has to be a title eliminator.
Who else is on that card?
Let's take a peek. Let's take a
Yeah,
peek.
I'll do that.
It's probably a good idea.
Because
Uh,
that was a good point. That could be a end up being a pretty interesting one.
it's one of those sleepers. Like I remember
Yeah.
it was June 2020, and the main event was I versus Calvillo, and that card actually was pretty good. I was pleasantly surprised. All right, UFC San Antonio. Hold on one second. Um, uh, all right. Macy Barber, Andrea Lee. That's actually a good fight. Holly Holm versus Yana Kunitskaya. Sean Brady versus Michelle Pereira. Daniel Pineda versus Tucker Lutz. Parker Preston Parsons versus Trevin Giles. Alex Harris versus Nate Landwehr. Steven Peterson versus Lucas Alexander. CJ Vergara versus Daniel Da Silva. Chi Njokuani versus Albert Duraev. Okay, that's not bad.
No.
Okay. After talking myself through it, this card, it's not the is it the best main event? No, I wish Cheeto and Sandhagen could have been pushed back to that month.
Yeah.
However, I will say that I think it has banger potential because they're going to be wanting to prove themselves for the title shot. And if they get the knockout, the submission, or like a dominant decision, they're getting the title shot. So I see the reasoning behind that fight now and making it a main event because it is a title eliminator probably. All right, well, I'll go to news real quick and then yeah, pretty slow as outside of the fights, but I think we're just gonna end it there, man. Do you have anything else to add to this, man?
No, I'm all good. I got my stuff out. I'm good.
I got my stuff into. I convinced myself that Pennington versus Aldana can be a great fight. But anyway, that'll do it for us here. Lots of good stuff coming up. We'll catch you Monday for another episode, and we'll see you then, guys. Peace out.